Good morning, everyone. Happy Halloween. It is Thursday, October 31st. Two of us got the memo that it was Halloween and we wore orange.
I planned out all my outfits at the beginning of the week and I just didn't.
Forgot?
Yeah.
You don't have kids.
I don't.
No. We
Actually,
do.
my fiance does it for me. I'm lucky, but you can blame her then.
Oh,
She does a great job picking them out. I like the red. Just
Yeah,
not.
no, we're just
it's not Christmas. Well, you
Should
actually
be.
have some blue in there. It's
Yeah, a
like
little
4th
blue.
of July.
Can we start by kind of teasing? Because I feel like this morning it's like, oh, orange, but you're a Broncos
Yes,
fan.
yeah.
Our executive producer is a Broncos fan. It's like, Broncos colors.
Yeah, we're like, ooh, Broncos fans. No.
And then-
it's just
Do the
Halloween.
Broncos play tonight?
No, not
Oh, see, that's the whole time. I thought maybe
No.
they
Must
thought.
be, that's why they had Broncos
Oh.
on their, no.
I'm just thinking about our next victory.
Oh.
And I must not wear enough orange, or we must
I
not. And so then
rarely
we
wear
both, and they're like,
orange.
okay, we're seeing the
See, the
theme
only time I wear
here.
the orange tie is if the Broncos win, and then I have a victory Monday. So
Like, yay, Broncos! And Halloween.
Yeah, this was all Halloween. This is not Broncos.
I should wear a purple tie to contrast. That's what I should have
Oh,
done.
yeah, that would have worked.
Next
Yeah.
year. Well, thank you for joining us, of course. We're live on Facebook every weekday morning, Halloween, orange, Broncos winning or not. But it stays on your feed throughout the day.
Yeah.
So if you can make it all the way through this and you'd like to watch more, you can do it anytime because it's on your Facebook feed throughout the day. We also make it into a podcast. You can find that at inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute.
All right. Speaking of Halloween,
Yeah.
it's pretty chilly out there.
Freaky frigid
Yes.
this morning, creepily cool this afternoon, and bone chilling as you head out to trick or treat.
I just want to say, I don't know how you've done it all morning. She's not reading a teleprompter,
No, she's
and
getting it.
all of those words come out like very smooth.
I do have to
Perfectly.
kind of think, especially when I've been saying it's 44 in Fargo this afternoon. It's
Yeah.
a lot
That's
of
what
F
she
words.
finds to be the twistier word is that
Freaky
one.
frigid and 44 in Fargo. I'm like,
There we go.
just
Yeah, that's a
waiting
lot.
That's
for
good.
a
It's
slip up.
very impressive. Okay,
So it is chilly this morning. Temperatures are in the 20s. I've even seen teens in a couple of spots. Certainly frosty. You're going to need the windshield scraper or temp with a defroster if you haven't been outside yet. Otherwise, highs in the 40s, kind of in and out of clouds today. We'll see peaks of sun, but also moments of gray. Wind stays light, so that's nice at least. Out of the north, about 5 to 15 miles an hour, and your highs in the 40s, barely the 40s, about 44 here in Fargo. And then tonight, when you head out for trick-or-treating, of course, the sun is getting lower, we're cooling off. Temperatures will be low 40s to upper 30s. Of course, the later you stay out, the colder it will get. Wind looks light, though, out of the north, less than 10 miles an hour, so I don't have a big wind chill factor we have to worry about. And it's dry. No rain, no snow in the forecast today. You're just going to need a lot of layers to head out with the kiddos
Yeah.
today. It'll be fun, just chilly.
Yeah.
You gotta quickly walk to get the candy.
Keep yourself warm at
Plus,
work.
if you're eating a lot of the sugar after it's been inspected, of course, that'll feel good, right?
Yes,
I was
Yes,
thinking
that
about
tracks.
leaving out packets of hot cocoa.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
So then when they get home, it's something warm.
there you go.
Anyways,
ahead.
Sugar-free
we're off the
hot
rails.
cocoa so they can drink that and go to bed.
Right, yeah, a lot of sugar. Let's see, tonight, skies clear, temperatures are in the 20s again tomorrow morning. We'll have a mostly cloudy sky tomorrow, chance at a passing sprinkle or a quick shower, highs in the 40s. 50s with more sun on Saturday before clouds roll in. And we eventually get another chance of rain as we head into your Sunday. Sunday kind of looking like a soggy one. Sunday into Monday morning, actually. It's too soon to talk amounts, but this does look to be one of those big low pressure systems that's moving out of the south-southwest. So kind of some organization to it, widespread, significant moisture possible. Keep checking back with us for updates on that. It's barely Thursday, so we'll see what happens as we get closer to Sunday. Next week, temperatures are mainly in the 40s for your highs.
Okay. Feeling
Yeah.
fall-like.
So not here, but can you just talk, because people in the Twin Cities, which is
Yeah.
not so far away, they're preparing.
I know, and it kind of feels like normally we get snow first,
Yes,
right? It just
yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense because we're further north. Twin Cities up to Duluth under winter weather advisories today. They are in for some snow moving
man.
through. There's a big low that's moving out of the southwest into their direction. It just is happening to stay off to our south-southeast, and they'll see a switch over from rain, which they're kind of seeing this morning, to snow. We've got temperatures falling in that direction, so some heavy wet snow possible
Okay.
for them. Of course, Minnesotans love to talk about the Halloween blizzard.
Yep.
I can't remember what year, 91? 1991?
Yeah.
Don't quote me, but I think it's somewhere around then.
Somewhere in there.
This isn't necessarily a true blizzard, but this is a snow that people will talk about because
For
it's
sure.
the first of the season and it's heavy and it's wet and it's
Halloween.
Halloween.
On Halloween,
Exactly.
so.
So yeah, that's Minnesota. That's Minneapolis up toward Duluth. Our southeasternmost counties, if you look at the radar right now, it looks like it's snowing, but the radar is reading those snowflakes in the clouds a good 15 to 20,000 feet above our heads, and they're not really making it down to the ground.
Okay.
So not worried about snow for our area, but if you're traveling to the Twin Cities
Right.
today, you could run into some slippery, slushy roads. It's that really wet snow where it's like kind of a raindrop, but it's
Yeah.
a snowflake, and then it just kind of clogs up and gets messy. It's that kind of snow down
right.
there. So not us this
Not
time.
us. I like that.
Thanks, guys.
That's
Thanks.
a treat for us.
There we go.
Tricks for
I
them.
like that. On point.
All right. Sticking with the theme, you know.
works.
All right. Well, before you head out to go trick or treating tonight, remember to stay safe and have a plan with your kids, especially whether they're going to be with you or not with you, you need to have a plan. Also, a good idea. Lydia just mentioned this, but it's true. Quick check of your kids' candy when they get home is always a good idea.
Yeah, better to be safe, so do that. All right, new this morning, a woman is in the hospital after crashing into a horse. The crash happened in rural Polk County, north of Winger, Minnesota, a little after 8:30 on Wednesday night. An SUV hit a horse on Highway 59. The driver, a woman from Thief River Falls, was hospitalized in Foston. 3 children, ages 3, 5, and 7, also were inside the SUV, but none of them were hurt.
There are still a few days left if you want to vote early in this year's election in Minnesota. Almost 566,000 voters have cast their ballots already. I know we've been reporting on lines. At least the first day there were lines for early voting in North Dakota and Cass County. In 2020, back to Minnesota, 1.7 million Minnesotans voted early. You may remember President Joe Biden won that state with 52% of the vote. So of course people are tracking very closely. What does the big numbers for early voting mean? In North Dakota, 117,000 people have already voted by absentee or mail-in vote. That's about 20% of all eligible voters. 18,000 in Cass County, more than 5,600 in Grand Forks County.
A plan to fix a crowded prison system in North Dakota could affect our local jails. WDAY told you earlier this week about the prison system prioritization plan and how it's going to kind of switch some things up. Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner says the jail here in Fargo typically sends 5 of its inmates to the DOCR facilities every week. That's the state-run facilities. So without that option in place, he says it's only going to make overcrowding issues worse at local jails. Thankfully, an expansion for the Cass County Jail is set to add 192 beds when it's completed in April, so that will help the situation. But the sheriff also says state lawmakers should consider expanding the state penitentiary to capacity as well, so there's more beds there. If you want to hear more from the sheriff and what he has to say about the situation, check out this story on our website, inform.com.
Okay, if you're a Chipotle fan, you might want to weigh in on this. Chipotle is taking a closer look at the amount of food it's serving to customers. The company's CEO says there's actually been complaints on social media about inconsistent portion sizes. And apparently there's some truth to it.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, an analyst from Wells Fargo weighed 75 of Chipotle's burrito bowls at several different locations, and the result was a variety of different portion sizes.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this. You go to a place like Chipotle, or and sometimes it depends on who's working. They'll load it up, or otherwise they'll feels like they skimp you sometimes.
I know they weighed bowls, but sometimes my burrito's this big, and sometimes it's this big. So yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
Today on Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, the Dodgers had dominant season is complete after a World Series victory last night. They came back to beat the Yankees, win the World Series. Of course, plus it is Halloween. So obviously Dom has his controversial candy rankings today. They're going to be unveiled this morning. We were looking at his rankings from last year.
Do not agree with it.
Yeah, he's got some doozies on there that we're like, I don't know, Dom. But he says there's going to be some changes, I think, this year. So we'll see what he has to say about his favorite candies.
And weigh in, listen, watch the show, and then let him know what you think as well, because I think he tweets out his list as well. So that's all coming out soon.
Yeah, I think he kind of likes a little hate on it too. He likes the controversy.
I think he does too. Our next newscast is coming up this morning at 11 o'clock, and of course we have you covered this afternoon starting at 4, 5, 6, and then again 9 and 10 tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow morning with first news from 5 to 7.
Have a happy Halloween, everyone.